your girl, it's me. It's Moni, it's me. Hey, it's Moni, it's me. Hey, it's Moni, it's me. What? It's Moni, it's me. Hey, bop, 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 hey, ooh, 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 yeah, bow, bow. Hey, channel. Hey, welcome back. It's me. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about my pregnancy journey all the way up until now, 16 months postpartum. So where do I start? Let's start from the beginning, okay? When I tell y'all I was shocked that I was pregnant, like, it never even crossed my mind that I'd be pregnant the moment that I found out I was pregnant. Let's just start there. Yo, I'm laughing because I'm just thinking back to my reaction when I found out, and I'm like, what? Like, what you mean? Like, obviously we all know how babies are made, but it just didn't click to me. Like, for one, keep track of your ovulation, because I didn't realize that I was ovulating when I was ovulating. So then we know whatever happened, right? It didn't click to me that I was ovulating. And so, you know, that first month go by afterwards, and it's like, okay. And then my periods are usually like spot on, like to the day. Like, they're never late, like never late ever. So I'm like, okay, it's late, whatever. You know, season's changing, whatever. Because that was January when I found out. January. So I'm like, okay, cool. Not gonna worry about it. 2 days went by. I'm like, but for some reason it did not click in my head. Like, pregnancy didn't click to me. I was just like, okay, maybe my body's just off. I don't know why pregnancy didn't click, but it did not, right? So something just, when they said, were you ovulating then? I look back, y'all, why was I ovulating? Like, the highest day of ovulation was the day that she was conceived, right? So I'm like, oh crap. Okay, so I'm taking a pregnancy test. Take a pregnancy test. I literally had the stick, right? And I was like, okay, use the lip gloss. I'm like, okay, let me take it, whatever. I'm like, okay, y'all, them 2 lines popped up, right? I'm like, what that mean? Like, what that mean? So I called my best friend on FaceTime, but only one answered at the time. So I'm like, girl, she's like, hey girl. I'm like, hey girl, what this mean? She's like, oh my God. I'm like, no, like, oh my God, what? Like, what does that mean? Like, I don't know what it means. But I was in such shock. So I'm like, what that mean? Like, what it mean? Like, because I don't get it. She's like, girl, stop playing, Monique. You know exactly what it means. I'm like, I'm pregnant. Oh my God. She starts crying, and I'm just still in shock. I'm like, what? Like, what? And she's crying, and then my other best friend, she FaceTimes back, so we all on there together. And I'm like, what does this mean? She's like, girl, stop playing. You know what it means. And I'm just like, I really, like, wow, like, really? So I'm really pregnant. Oh, okay. Wow. And the crazy thing is, I always wanted to be pregnant, but like, when it finally happened, I was like nervous as shit, right? Oops, sorry for the cursing, but I was nervous, okay? Nervous as hell. I'm like, wow. So then, okay, then I'm nervous because I'm automatically like, I don't know, I'm trying not to be so much of a pessimist. So I automatically think something's gonna go wrong, like I'm not gonna make it to full term. Like, that's just how I was thinking. So I was just nervous at this point. And obviously I told her father, like my daughter's father. I told him, and he was happy. He was just like shocked. Like, we both just shocked, because we trying to figure, like, we know how it happened, but we still trying to figure out like how it happened, if that makes sense. Like, if y'all think like, pull out game is strong, and then it ain't, and then it's like, ooh, okay, wow, that happened. Okay, so yeah, fast forward to I was like 6 weeks maybe at that point. For the doctor, they wouldn't see me until I was like 8 or 9 weeks. So it was like 6 weeks like this fast forward to 6 weeks, and then I started bleeding, and then I'm like, oh my god, like I'm having a miscarriage, so I was just too impatient. So the week before I was supposed to go to my actual like OB, I just found like, you know, one of those like private places that, you know, they do the ultrasounds and stuff like that. So I went there was a heartbeat, I was fine, but I was so nervous the whole time until I met with my doctor. So then meet the doctor, you know, they asked me date of my last period, you know, like calculate whatever due dates, all that good stuff. My original due date was September 22nd, so that was my original due date. And she did an ultrasound just to make sure that there was a heartbeat, everything was good. Okay, let's get into symptoms. Okay, I'm gonna be frankly honest, I did not enjoy pregnancy at all. I know it's like, oh, pregnancy is so beautiful, yeah, that's good for y'all. It sucked for me. Okay, the only thing good about it was feeling her kick, like when she just started kicking and stuff. That was like fun for me to feel her kicking, like pushing on my stomach, and she kicked back and stuff like that. But other than that, nothing was fun about it, like nothing. So yeah, I was nauseous the whole entire pregnancy. When I say the whole entire pregnancy, I literally went from being full-time at my job to being like maybe 24 hours, if that, because I was too freaking sick to even function at work. So of course that means pockets taking a toll, everything's taking a toll. So nothing about my pregnancy was fun. I was nervous the whole time that something was going to go wrong. And then my placenta was anterior, which means it was in the front, which means I couldn't feel her kick for the longest time, for one. And then when she was kicking at times, I could not feel her kick. So if I didn't feel kicks, after feeling her kick so much, I would be at labor and delivery all the time, checking her all the time, all the freaking time. I was scared the whole time. It was just a mess. I was just nervous the whole freaking time. I couldn't sleep, and I couldn't sleep because I was in so much pain. Like I was in so much pain. Nothing about it was fun to me. Like I said, it was just like seeing her in the ultrasounds, like when I got to get ultrasounds done, and then like feeling her kick. Other than that, it was not fun. I enjoyed my pregnancy as far as like outside of like being scared and stuff and being in pain. I had like a great time. Like during that time, I was happy, but it was not fun. And I don't know, it's just, I didn't enjoy it. The best part of being pregnant was eating whatever I wanted to eat. Eating whatever I wanted to eat, and labor and delivery. That was literally the best two parts, because the labor and delivery was everything. Labor was amazing. I was chilling in, but like the actual process of being pregnant, the whole 8.5 months, no. I'm sorry, 8.5, 9.5, right? 38. I gave birth at 38 weeks and 3 days. So y'all do the calculations. But yeah, so that is what I have to say about that. Wasn't fun. Like I said, symptoms I had: nausea and vomiting all the freaking time. All the time. I was exhausted all the time, the whole entire time. I was addicted to ice. Constipation. I had constipation. I didn't even know that was a thing until it happened. I was like, oh crap, that's a thing. Okay. Dizzy all the time. Lightheaded all the time. Everything, all the time. Like, it was just a mess. It was a mess. Overheating all the time. Like, nothing about it was like, oh, these are great symptoms. No, it wasn't. So, yeah. Okay. Hey. It's your girl. Okay, anyway. Focus. What was I saying? Okay, symptoms. I was dizzy all the time. I was overheating all the time. Constipation, nausea, vomiting. I said dizzy, I said lightheaded. I was in a lot of pain. Like a lot of pain. I couldn't sleep. And of course, the bigger you get, the harder it is for you to sleep. Of course, peeing all the time. That's like normal. But all my symptoms pretty much sucked. It was not fun. But I'm so happy to have my daughter. But it wasn't fun. So yeah. I know everybody's going to get on in there. Oh, you know, pregnancy is bliss. It's amazing. You're bringing life into the world. It is amazing, but it's also scary. You're also going through all these different changes and stuff, emotionally, physically, mentally. You're literally making a whole human inside of you, and that takes a lot of energy. And yeah, so if you're not ready for any of that, don't do it yet. But I am thankful that I was able to carry her, because plenty of women are not able to. And that just sucks, because, you know, I want everyone to be able to experience that. I'm just happy I was able to carry her, because like I said, a lot of women can't. So I am thankful for that. But it also did suck at the same time. So okay, yeah, so let's fast forward. I don't want this video to be super duper long, but fast forward to when, let's see, when my water broke. So I'm standing outside talking to my friend Marlene outside my house, and your girl was big. I was huge, okay? And all I felt is like, I thought it would be like in the movies, like the water gushes out onto the ground, you know, floods of water. And that was not it at all. Like literally, it was like a gush, and I felt like something come out of me. But I was like, okay, like, this is a little weird. And she's had a kid already, so she was like, you might want to go check that. So I go to the bathroom, I see like a whole glob, you know, TMI, but a whole glob of fluids inside of the underwear. So I'm like, okay, I think my water broke. And at first it was cool, like I didn't really feel no cramps or nothing. And then I go upstairs because I was like, okay, I need to take a shower because she's probably coming. So I'm like, yeah. And at this time, me and my sister were not talking, so this story will always be funny to me. We were talking, but I texted her, either I called her, I was like, yeah, I think the baby's coming, Nyla's coming. And then all you hear is her like bust in the house and running up the stairs, run, and then bust through the door. Oh my God, she's coming. I'm like, and I'm standing there like, girl, what's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I need to get a shower. Like, I'm fine. Like, yo, it's really like the movies. Like, why are you running in here like this? Like, the only people who ever be panicked is the one who's not the mom. So I just thought that was hilarious. But yeah, so I get my shower, pack up the car. My hospital bag was already in the car. So I'm calling Nyla's father. I'm like, can't get in contact with him because his job is annoying and it's hard to get in contact with him. So I just called his sister. She finally got a hold of him. He was like, he's on the way. So he's gonna meet me at the hospital. So my sister drove me to the hospital. She was there with me until he came. And that shit was painful. It went from, oh, these cramps ain't that bad, to that shit was painful as hell. Like, hella painful. I don't do well with pain. My pain tolerance is a 0, okay? 0. Yes, I have tattoos, but I don't know. I got these tattoos when I was younger, and now being almost 32, or at that time I was 30, so I don't know. You hit 30, and my pain tolerance is just a 0, so yeah, it was a no for me. So I was just like, I only made it to I think I made it to 3 centimeters, and I was like, give me the drugs now, okay? Give me the drugs right now. Now, luckily for me, as a Black woman, my doctor was Black, my nurses were Black. I only had one. I had a Hispanic doctor, but other than, a Hispanic nurse, and then the anesthesiologist was Asian. But other than that, everyone else who worked with me, like my doctor and other nurses, were all Black, which I was thankful for, because as you know, as African American women, they do not take us serious, and we have the highest rate of maternity deaths. So yeah, I was just thankful for that. But yeah, so I got there. They did not want to believe me that my water broke, and they had like these little strips, I guess they use, that they test, and it kept saying that it didn't break, I guess. So they had me walk around for an hour, and I'm like, it broke. And they're like, no, it didn't. I'm like, yes, it did. They're like, no, it didn't. I'm like, yes, it did. So then finally she tested again. She's like, oh my God, it really did break. I'm like, I know, I told you that, so you should probably listen to me. So yeah, so they admit me, and the labor was going like fast. Well, before I get to that, epidural, I was like, give me the meds now. Give me the meds now. The nurse, she's, you know, they have to test your blood to make sure like what they can give you and stuff, obviously. Make sure you didn't eat anything, to determine like everything that they can give you, obviously. So I had to wait for the test results to come back, blood work to come back, before I can actually get the epidural. So, they gave me, like, I don't know, it was fentanyl or morphine or whatever, but that thing did not work at all. It felt like someone was literally taking a knife and scraping across my uterus, okay? Scraping across. It didn't help at all. And I'm like, I need the epidural now. And she was taking forever to even give me like the morphine or whatever. Like, she's saying, oh, I want to see how you react to the penicillin or whatever the antibiotic was they gave me. And I'm yelling like, give me the meds now, okay? Now, give them to me now. And then my other nurse came in. She's like, why did you not give her the meds yet? She's like, well, I'm waiting to see if she has a reaction. She's like, if the mama said give her the meds, give her the meds. And I'm like, thank you. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm in pain over here, and you're over here telling me, oh, you want to see how I react to something else? Girl, if you don't give me these pain meds so I could be kind of calm, because I don't do well with pain, and you pissing me off on top of that. So yeah, it was just very frustrating at first. But then once I got the epidural, he did his thing. The anesthesiologist did his thing, okay? He placed it in the right position, because when I say I don't know if he did his job a little too good, because I literally felt nothing, like absolutely nothing. Like I couldn't feel my leg, I couldn't feel nothing. I didn't even know when I was contracting. That's how good that epidural was. I was chilling, I was in bliss, I was laying back. I was like, oh, I could do this again. I could do this again, okay? The labor part, not the being pregnant, but not almost a year part, no. But if we jump straight to the labor, I was like, yes, this is bliss, yes, okay. So yeah, I was having a good old time, and my pregnancy was actually my labor was going really fast at first, and then everybody thought I was gonna have her on September 10th. That's the day I went in. So September 10th is when I went into labor. But then at like 8 or 9 p.m., it kind of just ceased. Like, it would just stop moving. So I'm like, okay, like, that's weird. So I was in labor for a total of 23 hours. And, yeah, it was long. It wasn't painful. It was just long, and it was just tiring. And after a while, it was like, okay, it got to the point where they're like, okay, if you don't get her out in the next hour, like, you're going to have to get a C-section. So they did when I tell you they did everything in their power. I gave birth at Northside Hospital in Georgia. I'm not saying which one, but I gave birth at Northside Hospital, and it was amazing. The whole experience was amazing. But they did everything in their power to make sure I did not have a C-section and I had to be cut. And I'm just really thankful for that, because that recovery, people have told me my best friend had to have 2 C-sections, and it was not easy at all. So I'm just thankful that they did everything they could, so I did not have to have a C-section. I had a natural birth. I had a vaginal, sorry, not natural. I definitely had meds. So a vaginal birth. Thank the Lord, because being cut, I don't think I could do it. But yeah, so they had a nurse that just, I guess she's like amazing with getting women to like progress, and she like inverted me, did all these techniques, all that. And then when my doctor came in on September 11th, it was around like 9 a.m. or like 8:45, 9, and because I gave birth at 9:45, so that's when Nyla came. But yeah, so she's like, come on, you gotta push, you gotta get this baby out, or I'm gonna have to cut you. I'm really not trying to cut you. So then I start pushing. I was doing it all wrong, of course, because most of the time it's your first baby, you think that you're pushing, but really all you're doing is with your face, like you're just pushing with your face, but not actually pushing down there. And I couldn't even tell when I was having a contraction to push, because I couldn't feel anything because of the epidural. So they had to literally tell me every time I was having a contraction. It was crazy. But yeah, got her out. She was blue when she came out, and then like the cord was like wrapped around her neck. Her hand was like this. So, and then she had bruises right here on her head, because she was stuck in my pelvis. So yeah, luckily she had her hand there so that the cord didn't choke her, but she was still blue, and she didn't like cry right away. Like they had like people, a whole bunch of people just rushed in, and then I was like nervous. I was like, what's going on? And her dad's like, just calm down, they're working on her. And then she finally cried, and I was just so happy. And then no, Dad did get to do skin to skin first. No, her daddy took her, but it's okay, because it was beautiful, and he's just so happy to have a kid. So I was happy. So it was okay if I didn't do skin to skin right away, but eventually I did. And then it took us up to, what's it called? I don't know if it's a recovery or what's it called, but I spent that night and then one more night there, and then I got to go home. And yeah, then I had to, I was leaving the hospital. I'm like, oh, so now it's my job to keep this baby alive. Okay, cool. So y'all trusted me to just take her home, trusting us to take her home and keep her alive. Okay, cool. And then I was nervous the whole time. First of all, thank God she's okay, and thank God he drives okay, because I didn't realize the car seat was in all the wrong way. Did not realize. I realized after we got to the house, but she was fine. She was fine. She's fine now. We put in correctly since that day, and she's good. But yeah, it was like, yo, we didn't know what we was doing. But you know, we're great parents, so that's all that matters now. But that's all that matters now. But yeah, so I fast forward to postpartum. Oh, it was a mess. I was a mess. It was a mess. I was trying to hide the fact that I was a mess, but somehow, you know, people catch on. My sister called on. She made sure I got out the house. Nyla's father made sure I got out the house. Yeah, I don't know. I was just sad all the time and crying all the time. And I eventually got out of that, but it took a while for that to happen. So I'm just thankful for them, you know, my village and everyone that I have. And also my best friend, Marcelina, she was pregnant at the same time. Our daughter's like 3 months and 3 weeks apart, something like that, almost 4 months. So we got to experience that journey together, and it made life so much easier, postpartum and like the whole pregnancy journey. So I was just so happy that me and my best friend pregnant at the same time. Our other best friend, because she's supposed to be pregnant, but homegirl ain't make the cut. So I'm just waiting for her to be pregnant again. But yeah, so I'm sorry I'm saying but a lot. That's just how I talk. I'm working on it though. I'm working on it. So where was I saying? Yeah, I did not sleep. I did not sleep. I was too nervous to sleep, because then you start thinking about sudden infant death syndrome. Y'all, I was such a pessimist, and I'm trying not to be that much of a pessimist now. But yes, I just wouldn't sleep. So then I was exhausted, because then when she was sleeping, I should have been sleeping. And then when she woke up, she wants to feed. And I was breastfeeding. So I breastfed for 2 months. And then I couldn't do it anymore, because I felt like it was dragging me more and more into depression, and I couldn't do that. So I just started giving her formula, and she's been fine ever since. So, you know, more power to my girls who breastfeed, but it ain't for me. And if I have another child, I'm not gonna try to breastfeed, straight to formula, and that's just what it is. And I'm okay with that decision. I'm happy with that decision. So yeah. And now it's been 16 months postpartum. Just watching her grow up has been the best thing ever. A month after she was born, though, we did find out that she has sickle cell disease. She has SS. She's had so far luckily just 2 hospital stays. Luckily. So that's the greatest part about that. But obviously my when I said I might have another kid, it depends on, I don't know, because the next kid is a 1 in 4 chance of them having the disease or not, or just getting born with a trait and not having anything. So it's like, I don't know if I can take the chance, because even though she has the worst one, like the SS disease of sickle cell, she's still pretty okay for the most part, like, which is great. But the next one might not be able to be like that, and I don't know if that's a journey I want to take. So but if I do have another kid, it ain't no time soon. It's probably in the next 2 years, if that. So, but if I don't have another kid by 35, I ain't having them. So yeah. But yeah, so my weight has been fluctuating on, off, on, like up and then down and up and down, like since pregnancy, since I gave birth to her. It's been all over the place, and I keep saying I'm gonna diet, I keep saying I'm gonna work out, but honestly, it's when I want to, and maybe I'll start now. I don't know, but yeah. So that's a whole journey in itself of getting back healthy, eating healthy, working out, stuff like that. But I feel like I never have the energy all the time between having a kid and having a 9-to-5 job. So I don't know. We'll see. But that's pretty much my journey so far. I'm loving motherhood. Motherhood is amazing. Like I said, I wish I could be home with her all the time, and I'm trying to make that happen. But I love not pregnancy. I love motherhood, and it's amazing. And I just can't wait to see what else is in store. My daughter is hilarious. Like, y'all meet her, but she's so funny. She is so funny, and she's such a mini me, and it's so crazy because the attitudes, like how we arguing and you won and you barely know how to talk, like that's crazy to me. But yeah, but she's learning every day. She loves Miss Rachel, and I love Miss Rachel too, because Miss Rachel be teaching her a lot of stuff. Love Miss Rachel. Shout out to Miss Rachel. If y'all kids aren't watching Miss Rachel, they should. She likes watching Bluey. She watches Blippi and Mika too, but I feel like she learns the most from Miss Rachel. But I feel like she could probably learn a lot from Bluey too, because Bluey teaches like life lessons and how to deal with their emotions and stuff like that. So that's the video. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye bye. But I did want to show y'all real quick my 16-month postpartum body. This is me. Me. This is me. So this is 16 months postpartum. I don't think it's bad. Like, let's see. Let's bring it down some. So this is the stomach currently. This is the stomach, 16 months postpartum. I don't think it's bad. I think I look pretty good at 16 months postpartum. Okay. But yeah, just want to show y'all that. So, all right. Bye-bye.